Hey everybody, welcome to episode 144 of Formidable Opponents, a show that pits three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversation as we argue what is best in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me as always, Bob and Joseph, and this week's topic is worst movie ending. Bob and Joseph, how's it going?
Where have you been? Where have you been, sir?
So we're celebrating the World Cup, guys. What are your quick World Cup thoughts? A sport that we know absolutely nothing about.
I found a new reason to drink every day, so that's cool. Oh man, there's been some exciting games. Like, we're not all big soccer fans. Well, Randall is a little more than us, but the World Cup I've always been a huge fan of, especially since it only happens every 4 years. I've been watching it religiously, dude. Like fucking teams and countries I've never heard of in my lifetime. I'm just there cheering them on. It's been a fun experience.
This is always an exciting time during the World Cup. And yes, like Bob, it's not usually. I think I said this yesterday to him. I said I don't watch soccer on TV, but I've been to live games and they're actually really exciting.
Yeah.
And of course, it's the World Cup, right? So it's always fun. It's just like it's really cool because I think this year, as opposed to prior years, I don't know if it's like social media. Obviously, it's the rise of like wannabe influencers and things like that, but just seeing like all these random people from other countries like coming to the United States and trying all these things, it's a lot of fun to watch these people, man. It's a lot of fun to watch them try the food and everything.
Yeah,
like, it's like really it's so you want to watch the games because you I think the best thing was, what was it, the Mexican fans and the Japanese, or was it the Japanese?
Because the Korean fans.
The Korean
I
fans,
never knew what true love once was, but until I started seeing these fans get together, assimilate, and oh man, it's been a lot of fun seeing them partying together.
Yeah, it's always cool to watch the World Cup. Yeah, like it's just because we're actually being nice, I guess, right?
Bob, you and I caught USA and Australia together. You had a pretty funny take as to why USA is a dark horse and can win this. You're telling me that these kids don't give a shit.
Yeah, oh yeah. I remember talking. So my theory is why USA is going to go far this year in the World Cup farther than they've gone in the past. Is these guys? We're in this new generation. What is this generation? What would you call this? What are these fucking kids called?
I think these are Z kids, like the young kids. Like A is like the
assholes,
toddlers, and
anyways, whatever this generation of athlete is, this 18 to 25 like generation of kids, they don't know any better. They're all spoiled like kids that were probably brought up, going to soccer training, and like they don't know that the rest of the world is supposed to be better than us in soccer. They're like little arrogant shits that you would see in high school. Like the guys would be like, "What are you cocky about? Y'all are fucking soccer team. Let's just pump the brakes here." But I actually think their arrogance is actually going to be a good thing for them, and because they think they could hang and they should be able to beat everybody, and they honestly believe that. It's not just something they tell themselves. So I think they're going to go far, Ran. I don't know. Let's see if they can beat Bosnia. They got Bosnia on Wednesday. Hopefully
today's Sunday, by the way.
Yes, today's Sunday. Yes,
bloody Sunday.
Yes, it's not arrogance, it's confidence.
It's confident. Yeah, it's not confidence, bro.
It's confidence.
I really do hope that we win a couple of games. We win the first round. I mean, we go a couple of rounds deep. That would be really, really nice to see. Plus, it gives me something to do, where I'm off all summer. I'm fucking bored. It gives me like a reason to be like, hey, next Wednesday, I'm going to go to X, Y, and Z, this place, or this bar, or this restaurant to go watch the game. It's pretty cool.
We just watched our neighbors from the North, Canada, win their first game in the knockout round. What do you? I don't. We have a lot of Canadian listeners, so we know hockey's the thing. We certainly do. So, I mean, the NHL draft versus the World Cup. I don't know which one was bigger, but I'm sure that hey, we won. Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm sure they're drinking their Molson Ices and having a blast right now.
But yeah, hopefully USA picks up a couple of wins. We're excited about USA. We're excited about all these other countries that are just getting together. We're forgetting our differences. We're drinking together. We're celebrating. People coming together. It's just an amazing thing to watch.
Dude, it's pretty crazy. I love seeing it. I deleted my Twitter account because all the filth was on it for a while. Ever since the World Cup started, I got it back on, and there's so much like positivity and fun shit that everybody from all the neighboring countries are now, or all the countries far and wide, are coming to the U.S. or Mexico or Canada, and they're having a blast, man, with the food and the drink and the people. So it's cool to see. Really is.
And I just want to say one last thing. I am excited.
Yeah. What
Shout
does he
out
say?
to-
He's like, yeah, shout out to that dude. He's
Yeah.
like, I do not speak English very well, but I am excited. I love that.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that.
Yes,
Dude,
dude, fucking
shout outs to Hero Chicken Nugget Cookie. All right,
Yeah.
so good for him. All right, so guys, today's topic is movie endings. Not the best endings, not the endings that made us cry, cheer, or sit silently through the credits contemplating life. No, today we're talking about the endings that made us stare at the screen like we had just been personally betrayed. Now, a bad movie ending is different from a bad movie, wouldn't you say, Bob and Joseph?
Oh, it definitely.
Yeah.
A bad movie ending can ruin an entire movie for me.
A bad movie starts from the very beginning. Well, at least midway through.
Absolutely. And in a bad movie, you're right, Joseph. A bad movie tells you it's going to disappoint you right away. That's an honest relationship. That's the movie equivalent of showing up to a blind date wearing socks with sandals and immediately announcing that you collect Civil War spoons. But a bad ending is different. A bad ending spends 2 hours earning your trust. It buys you dinner. It remembers your birthday. It meets your parents. Then within 6 minutes left, it suddenly says, you know what? Go fuck yourself. These are the endings that launched 1,000 angry car rides home. The endings that made audience say, wait, that's it? So we're talking about these endings, and these endings made us wonder if the writers simply looked at the clock and said, well, we got 6 minutes left. To hell with them. Let's just have aliens show up or introduce a secret twin or time travel or have Mark Wahlberg talking to a plant. This is the cinematic.
Hey, plant. How you doing?
That's exactly why I put that line in there. This is the cinematic equivalent to the San Antonio Spurs blowing a 29-point finals lead. And it pains me to say that.
Why you gotta go there, bro?
But we're here to examine and relitigate these movie endings that betrayed us. And Bob and Joseph, you've left the theater disappointed plenty of times, I'm sure. And Joseph, I'm not talking about your hole under your popcorn bucket trick not working on a date. I'm talking about real movie betrayal. So tell us a little bit, how do these betrayals make you guys feel when you watch a movie, you're into it for about an hour, 45 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes flip on you? What is that feeling like?
Betrayed, bewildered. What does he say in the bird crate? Wrong response? I don't know. I think it definitely ruins a movie for me, you know what I mean? Because like the lasting impression is what you leave the theater with. So if the ending's kind of terrible, or if it leaves you with a sour taste in your mouth, like walking out, you're like, fuck that. Like that's the one thing you're gonna tell people. I recently had this experience with Scream 7, the newest one. I won't say why or who or give anything away, but I did not like the ending. And overall, the movie, I thought the movie was pretty great. And then the ending came around, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, it left me with kind of a bitter taste in my mouth.
It definitely doesn't ruin the movie for me. It just for an hour I'll be pissed off, and then I'll let it go because if you like, it's like you mentioned and like you said, you kind of go along this journey, and if you're really into the movie, you really like it, and it's coming really good, then you're hoping for the outcome of a character or for whatever it is that the movie is about, and if you're into it, you're hoping for this particular thing, or for the winning goal, or for the winning basket, whatever, or the winning hero. And when you're kind of expecting that, I guess, and it goes a little bit different, or doesn't go the way you want it to, I'm not gonna like it, and it's gonna piss me off. I think I'm just gonna be more pissed off on because I wanted more, see the conclusion that I was hoping for, I guess, because you get involved. You get, like you said, you get emotionally involved in a film or something like that. So but I'll get over it after an hour or so.
Is it kind of like we're watching this amazing World Cup, but if Argentina wins the whole thing, we just like, fuck it, we're not happy anymore?
Yeah. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Like everybody, like, Messi, he's the greatest of all time. I saw the first game that he played in, the World Cup. That guy just stands around on one half of the field waiting. Will somebody pass me the ball? And then, yeah, of course he could fucking score, and he's amazing at scoring. But hey, why don't you go play a little fucking defense for once? They don't teach you that shit in Argentina.
They don't play defense over 35 in soccer. It's just you can't do it, or in any other sport, really. So
he scored again last night, right?
He scored off a free kick. Yeah,
and the fucking goalie didn't even move. The goalie just watched it go in.
Well, the wall that they put between Messi and the goalie was just amazing. So they gave him that goal. But okay, we're gonna have a lot of World Cup interludes in the middle of this conversation.
They're like, what about the worst movie fuckers? Stay on track.
Three guys who absolutely don't know nothing about soccer talking about it like we're experts.
Saying the greatest player
you
of all time
got a
sucks.
pretty good understanding, right? At this point, Ren?
Yeah, pretty good. But it's not nowhere near like a big fandom.
But do you understand movie endings?
You're a fan of your kids, though. I mean, that's a.
All right, we'll go back to movie endings. All right, opening questions, guys. Is it worse when an ending is confusing or predictable?
Confusing.
Confusing. Yeah, I'm with Joseph. Yeah. Confusing. Predictable. I mean, a lot of times you see movies and you can kind of see it coming. But like, I don't like when it's confusing. You're kind of left with like, huh? Like, what the fuck was that? Like that kind of, you know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah, predictable. Like even if you liked the movie and you're like, oh, okay, cool, this is a good movie. I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna happen. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna be pissed off if that's pretty much what movies are. If you're following along, if you're paying attention, then you know it can be pretty predictable. It's when it's like you said, when it's confusing that you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? So it's worse when it's confusing. Predictable is easy to handle because hey, fuck it, you knew it was gonna happen. You're happy it happened. You're either happy it happened or you're upset that it did happen. But yeah, either way, it was predictable and you saw it coming, so you have nothing to be mad about.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Twice.
It's kind of like when Cristiano Ronaldo's on the field. No, I'm just joking. We're not going to talk about soccer anymore. All right.
Somebody just hit end. Shut the fuck up, soccer fans.
Predictable isn't a crime, right? We know how most of these movies are going to end. Confusion is a crime. The worst trend in modern movies is treating confusion like intelligence. A lot of movies you see with Christopher Nolan and a lot of these directors, they're geniuses, of course, but confusing the audiences.
Why was the top spinning?
Sometimes a filmmaker acts like if nobody understands the ending that it must be deep. And I agree with you guys. I think confusion is something that we don't latch onto. We'd rather have something that's predictable, which is like 88% of the movies. But other than that, I agree with you guys. Next question. Can a bad ending, and we kind of talked about this, can a bad ending destroy an otherwise great movie?
Easily. At least for me, dude. I can't be like, well, most of the movie was great, but the ending sucked. But that's okay. Like, I'll still go to. No, I think that it's got to end. It's got to end well. For me to really appreciate or love the movie. So yeah, I think it ruins it for me. Joe,
I think it depends on how much I was really, really enjoying the movie because there's movies that I like. Hell, I like the movie that I selected. Yeah, I think it just depends on what it is or what I was watching or how it, because it's not gonna.
What if it's a porno?
If you, well, it didn't end the way I thought it was, so I'm disappointed.
Ended too quickly.
They ended up shaking hands at the end.
That is not where I expected that to go. So
that's what she said.
But no, I don't know, dude. That's kind of wow. But I mean, if it ruins an entire movie for you, Bob, if the ending is. I don't know, man. That I don't. For me, no. It's not gonna. I'm still gonna think a movie.
To Joseph, life is about really the journey.
If I think a movie is really good and it was really awesome, but the ending kind of disappointed me, I'm still gonna really like the movie. I mean, it was nice up until that point. So,
how could you ruin an ending to a porn movie, Bob? Do you have any?
Like I said, it wasn't
midway through. He stops and says, "You know what? This wasn't the right house that I was supposed to deliver pizza to," and he leaves.
I got to get back. I'm on the clock. All right. So, can a bad ending destroy an otherwise great movie? Absolutely. The ending is weighed differently in our brains, I believe. Nobody remembers 97 great decisions. We all remember the one shitty one. A movie is a lot like a first date. If in the first 10 minutes, if they're awkward, but
you mentioned Randy Savage, then who knows what's going to
happen? Absolutely. Good pull, Joseph.
That's a slight on Rand.
Yeah, I know.
From a classic episode.
His wife's going to hear this and be like, that son of a bitch.
Good pull. If the first 10 minutes are awkward, but the rest of the night is amazing, you're fine. If everything goes great and then your date steals your wallet and drives away with your car, well, then you're probably going to remember it as a pretty shitty date. So I think it parallels with the movies. I think if the ending sucks, that's all you're going to talk about. Yeah, you might talk about how it set things up, but the ending leaves you disappointed, disjointed, and unconnected to a movie.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think I just think it could ruin everything. I think the ending is that final tone setter that you leave the theater, thinking about. So if it sucks, then
Did you rhyme disconnected, disjointed, and what did you say?
I don't know. I've been listening to Hoobastank a lot lately. So.
Last question, guys. Is there a movie everyone hates the ending to that you actually would defend?
I think we're going to talk about that in some
Okay.
in some of these honorable mentions.
I have one
Oh,
if you guys need to think.
go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Castaway. What was Helen
Well
Hunt?
said.
What was Helen Hunt's
I'm
character?
sorry.
What was Helen Hunt's character supposed to do after 4 years? Oh
I know.
shit. My fiance, who I thought was dead, is back, and he's now tan and skinny. Let me leave this surgeon husband and kids so I can listen to someone begin every conversation with, on the island, blah blah blah. Nobody wants to hear that.
Oh, but it was Gilligan's Island. He'd be all over this shit.
So
you-
so
ahead,
you're
Joseph.
saying you're saying people are upset that she didn't.
I think so. I think that was
That
that's
she
the
went back to
consensus.
him, or that
That
No,
she
that
didn't go back.
She didn't
with
go
him.
back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
some
don't-
people
I
are
don't-
upset.
I don't blame her. You can't be mad at her. She thought he was
Yeah.
for I mean, for all intents and purposes, he was gone. He was
gone.
in her, and it was they. I didn't like.
y'all
isn't
don't
the
believe
movie-
in true love, and it's showing. Right
She
now.
married an endodontist. Yeah.
I mean, isn't in the movie they like pronounce like they have to bring him back to life. Like he's presumed dead. He's
They had a funeral for him and
funeral,
everything.
like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I yeah, it's a crazy movie, right? That's a crazy situation. Let's just say that for the movie itself. But I can't blame her for what she did, and I don't know if it was ever discussed about whether Tom Hanks' character, what was it? I can't even remember his name.
No, he went to go deliver a package at some chick's house though at the end, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say
So he
he's going to
probably
do
ended
pretty
up
well
with
for
that
himself. See, this goes right back into porn. It's a porn ending that you can't dislike it, Randall.
I liked that movie. I didn't think that ruined the ending. What was she supposed to do? What does he expect her to do? Like leave? And I mean, he has to realize. Well, I mean,
Well, she does kiss him in the rain.
Well, she
Joe,
does
so it's
kiss
very
him.
romantic.
I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that.
Goodbye.
One,
Yeah, it's
one
a
more little
goodbye.
like, hey,
Hey,
Nothing wrong with that. Could you imagine trying to get this man to do chores? You can't get up to cut the grass. Do you know what I went through on that island as he's creating a volleyball? As he's cradling a volleyball. I mean, this guy, you'll never hear the end of that fucking trip he took to the island. He'll always use that against her. You can't take him back. So we're gonna go ahead.
no. I'm just like I don't think that was a bad ending. I don't think if that's what people are complaining about.
what was the worst
as far as
ending?
the ending?
Forrest Gump or Castaway? They're both Tom Hanks movies. Which had the worst ending? I think it's Forrest Gump. You know that wasn't his kid.
I don't know. I don't hate the Forrest Gump ending. I thought it was nice. I thought it was a nice wraparound. But I don't know, Joseph. I think Castaway was a good ending. Or
I thought so too. I mean, what was she supposed to do? So
Helen Hunt. I always liked Helen Hunt.
Yes.
yeah,
yes.
great actress.
Great in the late 90s. Honorable mentions. What do you got for us? Worst movie ending, Bob?
Okay, I got a couple. Okay, first, City of Angels. I mean, the way God did Nicolas Cage was just awful, bro. God Almighty! Like, how could you do that to Nicolas Cage? How could you?
Nobody remembers anything about that movie except for the Goo Goo Dolls song.
The Goo Goo Dolls song. You don't remember her cruising on a bike with her hands off the fucking handle and she gets nailed by a car, folks. By a car. We're not talking
By a
porn.
pizza man. Okay, go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, by a pizza man. I thought that that was one of the ones that like really bothered me the most. Because of that ending, I was like, dude, I did not see that coming. And that a lot of people like it because they say, it was a clever twist or whatever. But I don't know, man. I just was not a fan. And one of the other ones that I thought was like, this one is one I wanted to mention because a lot of people argue about it. The ending of The Shining.
Okay.
Which I loved. But, in the book, it had a different kind of ending. I know there was like a burning down the hotel. The picture that's on the wall of him in that 19, what is it, Joseph? Like 47 black and white photo.
The ballroom
like a lot of
photo.
people didn't like that because it left them confused and, went from like being like, was the dad possessed or did he go crazy or how was he in that picture from the 40s? And now, like, it was very confusing for them. So a lot of people didn't like it. And The Shining is my favorite, horror movie of all time. So I absolutely love it. But what are your thoughts on that?
I was left a little confused as to what was the true ending of that movie. My thing he was possessed by a spirit that was initially him. I don't know. I'm still confounded by by the ending of that movie. It's a great horror movie. I mean, just the cinematography is beautiful. It still stands the test of time. I don't hate the ending, but I do see the confusion.
I agree with that part. Like, cause yeah, even to this day, like I believe I've had arguments with Bob
Yeah.
or about this, like what we actually think. And man, I made a really good point once, and I don't remember what I said now. So it's
Alcohol
like
is a hell of a drug.
because I can't remember whether or not I believed that he was dead, like, or he was dead the whole time, or he was just trapped, like he was all in his,
Reincarnated, yeah.
it was all in his head, like he's been dead the whole time. I had this like great fucking realization of the kid, but I mean it's a great movie. I think we all agree, love that movie. It's just I understand a little bit of confusion as to what the hell was he like, or did the house take him? Is the picture just updated when the house or the hotel takes somebody? Like, is that why he's in the picture? Because now he's part of it. Like now he's part of the it's like
Hotel.
so
Yeah,
yeah. I
part of
mean
the story.
it's a whole like it's
Gives it
great
something to
though.
talk about. Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see why people were confused about it, and maybe that pissed them off. But great movie. See, that's a situation where like, okay, well, I wasn't pissed off at the ending. I was a little confused, but great fucking movie, and nobody will ever tell me otherwise.
Okay, Rand, I got one last one for
All right.
you all, and
Go ahead.
this was Randy's pick back when we did best Rocky movie of Rocky 3 has the
Oh,
worst
no.
ending
Okay.
of any Rocky. The fucking fight with Mr. T. I pitied a fool. Last 2 or 3 fucking rounds. Give me a fucking break. All that training, Mickey dying and all that, man. There was like such like a buildup for him to finish him in 3 minutes. Get the fuck out of here. Worst fight of all the damn series.
Okay, the fight wasn't great. It wasn't
That's
like
the ending.
the fight wasn't great, but the buildup was fantastic. Dude, most boxing matches of this caliber don't go, heavyweights don't go 12 rounds. They go 2 or 3 rounds. This was realistic. He was pissed off. He trained like he'd never had before. His mentor died, and
There is no tomorrow.
he kicked Mr. T's ass. But I can see your point.
A lot of people didn't like it. And in my personal opinion, the fight scene was lacking. It left like the greatest parts of all Rocky movies, and it's not Rocky. It's not Sylvester Stallone talking. It's the training montages, and it's the final fight scene. Like it leaves you on your toes. And that one
That could be
didn't
something
really.
later. Disappointing fight scene.
Mr. T was out of breath after the first fucking round. It's bullshit.
If somebody tells your wife, come to my apartment in Chicago, you're gonna beat the fuck out of him in about 2 rounds too.
Hey, fool.
Shut up, woman.
Pain.
What do you got for us, Joseph?
I didn't have a lot because there was like a lot that I saw like on lists that I just have one. I'm gonna talk about one. There's stuff that I saw, and like I think Rand, you're probably gonna mention what was your original pick, and I love that movie. We're gonna talk. This is an M. Night Shyamalan movie, all right?
Yeah.
I think his name is gonna come up a few times, or his movies. I was disappointed with Glass.
Yeah.
The third of what ended up being a trilogy, or the movie between Unbreakable, Split, and Glass being the ended up surprising people. I think the ending of Split, when people realized that, like, oh shit, like it's in the same universe. So anyway, Split, dude. Excuse me, Glass. I really liked it. I really liked all 3 of the movies. I mean, excuse me, I loved Unbreakable. I loved Split. I thought they were great movies, and to know that they were in the same universe and coming together for the third one, Glass being the character of Glass, Samuel Jackson, fucking awesome, obviously. Bruce Willis doing his thing. Poor guy, poor Bruce Willis, dude.
Yeah, I heard he's nonverbal now.
Yeah, I love Bruce Willis.
But anyway,
yeah.
I was pissed off because like we were expecting like this, like really a fucking. I mean, because I know like what was it like the Unbreakable Man? What is his weakness is water. He has one weakness from
Might as well mention science.
And he just fucking he dies with his head in a puddle. Like, oh my god, are you serious? Like I wanted this
witch.
I wanted this like amazing showdown between the Unbreakable Man and the Beast. The way they were both taken out by not by each other. Like, okay, there's spoilers for some reason if you haven't seen these movies. The way they were the way that they were taken out. That was a disappointing. That was very disappointing to me because I was really enjoying that movie, and I was expecting this like big showdown, so I was really upset with that. enjoyed the movie and the build up to it with the two previous movies that led to it. So yeah, that's probably one that I can only really say because there's a lot of movies that I actually really do like, and I'm gonna defend from you all. So what do you got, Ren?
Just on a quick note, my son had asked me, what are you guys talking about this week? And I said, worst movie endings. And he tells me, you got to mention Dumb and Dumber. And which I actually kind of like the ending, but I told him I'd mention it for him.
Why?
Because they didn't get on the bus.
Yeah, they didn't get on the bus.
That's a great job. I need to give him a high five next time I see him.
You don't realize what you've done?
I have Wonder Woman. I think the ending spilled over to a very poor Wonder Woman 1984. Wonder Woman spends 2 hours telling us humanity is complicated, then introduces British Satan. Just didn't work for me. I also had War of the Worlds. The kid runs into an active battlefield and survives completely unharmed. I would have only accepted this ending if it was Dominic Toretto in a Fast and Furious movie. Other than that, it's unbelievable. Here's one that's going to jog the memory banks. New Jack City. Wesley Snipes was too damn good to be killed off by a tertiary character. The man that shot him.
That kills him.
Yeah, the man that shot him in the court was 75 years old, and Nino Brown.
75 years old.
He was surrounded by security. How did this happen? This man looked like he should have been asking where he parked his Buick, not executing the most successful security breach in movie history.
Who played that guy? He's been a long time character actor.
I think
he's just been in a bunch of stuff. I can't remember his name. That's right. Anyway, we'll look it up later or something.
Have y'all watched?
That's actually funny. It's a good one.
Have y'all watched The Mist? One of the most fucked up endings ever.
TV show?
The movie where Thomas Jane has to kill his family before they face the mist because he's trying to put him out of the misery of having to.
Is this like destroyed? The old school one? Because I want to say there was a remake.
Yeah, there's remakes too. What's worse, The Mist or Sleepaway Camp's ending?
Sleepaway Camp. Oh my God.
Easily, you're like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? Yeah, I think I think we can go with. We could X out The Mist and throw in Sleepaway Camp.
Bob, I was probably about 8 years old when I watched Sleepaway Camp. I did not expect that ending. It still haunts me to this day.
Why is she hung more than me?
I had Signs. These aliens crossed light years, skip their protective gear, ignored weather forecasting.
This is one of those ones that I'm actually okay with.
Invaded Mel Gibson's cornfield and were ultimately defeated by poor hydration habits. Earth wasn't saved by science or military or world leaders. It was saved by a kid who never finishes her drink of water. I just thought it was a weak ending.
It's a weak ending. Why would you go to a planet that's over like 72% fucking water and that's your number one weakness?
If nobody knows that's their weakness, then I mean, okay, then
they know. They can shoot fucking mist out of their wrists
and enslave the planet. But hey, somebody found out that we don't like water, so they used it on us before we can do anything. I actually really like that movie. I thought it was really cool. Premonition, like the a divine intervention. Like I thought it was cool. I thought it was a mix of everything.
In it.
No, I mean, his wife saw, I guess, their deaths and said the right things that she needed to say. Like I don't know, like it's.
So what killed the aliens? A fucking baseball bat and a cup of water.
Yeah, a cup of water.
Well, you can't tell me that a baseball bat without the water wouldn't have done some damage. I mean, water helped.
Not to an alien.
Water helped definitely. I mean, it weakened them, and then he got a beating with a bat. Like it's
not Al Capone or what?
It's not strictly water. Like I'm sure they could have been shot. I mean, the fucking alien got its fingers cut off. There's other ways to kill it.
If you could kill somebody with a manguera, they can't come
Get out of here. Get out of here. Put your thumb halfway over the thing and spray more of them.
I didn't even know you, mister.
Hey, are you okay? Yeah.
I got 3 last selections, and I want to talk a little bit about these. Bob, I don't have Rocky 3, but I have Rocky 4. It's not really a movie. It's an 87-minute music video disguised as foreign policy. But the ending
What's wrong with that?
The ending is insane. Rocky takes 4,000 punches from Ivan Drago. He's concussed. He's got head trauma. And suddenly he grabs the microphone and ends the Cold War. Apparently, Ronald Reagan, Mikhail Gorbachev, NATO, the Warsaw Pact, decades of geopolitical tension, and thousands of nuclear weapons were waiting for Rocky to say, if I can change, you can change. You know what? And you know
That's
what the
what
worst...
Trump used. Seems to work. It seems to work.
No, it doesn't. So look, I'll just say this: he doesn't even shout out his dead best friend. You know, the man Drago murdered because of him. So I thought that was kind of messed up.
Well, he got hit in the head 4,000
Well,
times. You just said it, Randall.
Drago didn't
Not in his right
necessarily
headspace.
murder him. Okay, I mean, he shouldn't have been in the fight, but you know, Drago didn't. Drago was just doing what he was supposed to do. He was fight.
It was an exhibition. Okay.
I fight for me.
My second to the last selection is Return of the Jedi. Look, even though this was a Star Wars Muppet movie, I did enjoy this movie. Even Luke Skywalker wasn't in the best shape, had a bad haircut. But what I didn't love was finally seeing Darth Vader without the mask. Think about it. For 3 movies.
You look like the piano man. What are you talking about?
Dude, you stole my joke. You stole my joke, man.
Sorry. The great minds think alike there, Randall.
Darth Vader is the coolest looking villain in cinema history. The breathing, the voice, the cape, the mystery. So when the helmet finally comes off, I'm expecting something legendary. A scarred warrior, a grizzled space pirate, a face that says, I've spent 20 years hunting Jedi. Instead, we get Billy Joel and the Piano Man. This is the most
An English Billy Joel, the Piano Man. For a guy who sings a song about Piano Man, that harmonica sure didn't shut the fuck up.
And my last selection is Karate Kid 2. We talked about this extensively on an episode. But look, I just want to say
this. Real life. There's no tournament.
Daniel LaRusso goes to Okinawa, immediately becomes the annoying foreign exchange student, the most annoying foreign exchange student in movie history. Think about what he does to Chosen. He steals his girl, then he embarrasses him publicly.
She was never his girl.
Girl, she's not his property, sir.
Then he spends the entire movie. He spends the entire movie proving he's better than Chosen's culture than Chosen is. And if that wasn't enough, Daniel shows up in the final fight wearing his Japanese rising sun headband just to intimidate and insult him. Imagine losing your girlfriend, your reputation, and then getting your ass kicked by a guy wearing your country's flag like it's a suit, like he's.
And he lost his uncle's respect.
And yes, that's not a rivalry. That's an international incident. Then
I
Daniel
just want to quote this movie so bad.
Then Daniel. Oh, I see the. Okay. Then Daniel survives the typhoon. Not metaphorically, an actual typhoon. The man rescues villagers. He saves children and basically becomes Okinawa's FEMA department. At this point, I'm expecting the final fight to end with some legendary martial arts move. Not the crane kick, but what does he end with, guys? The honk, right? That's just the worst movie.
Well, also, I've never seen somebody throw punches like that before.
I'm telling you.
None of his arms worked, and he was kind of doing this Gumby arms flailing bullshit.
We got our next one. Worst movie fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's like.
Did we do this already? I think we did.
No, worst movie fight? No, we haven't done
fight.
We've done best movie fight, but never worst. We could do worst for sure.
You know, that's like Rocky beating Drago, by flicking his ear, or Luke Skywalker having Darth Vader give him a wet willy.
They're going to say having sex with his sister. God damn, Randall, what's wrong with you?
I mean, to wrap this up, he just turns Chosen into a Looney Tunes character. And then Peter Cetera starts singing, which is another problem. They needed Pantera, not Peter Cetera. This
sure,
was a
so I don't want to
match.
get your ass kicked to Peter Cetera. I am the man who will fight.
Oh, shit. That may be the game winner right there, Joseph.
All right. Okay, we're going to go on to our selections. Joseph, worst movie ending of all time. You got the first selection. What do you got for us?
How can we pick worst of all time? Like all time, really? There's a bunch of movies. Anyway, but this is great. I'm loving this topic anyway. It's been a lot of fun. I'll start it off with my selection, all right? So I selected, this is going to be a funny one. It's got to be funny. 50 First Dates, all right? So Why? Because this is a romantic comedy. It's an Adam Sandler romantic comedy. It's supposed to end happily. Anyway, so yeah, I selected 50 First Dates, a movie I like. It's funny. I forgot when this movie came out. Randy, I'm sure you got the notes on that. You can get it to me later.
It was 2003.
2003? Jesus.
2003, yeah.
That was a long time ago. Anyway, so seen this movie, funny. Obviously, Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, chemistry is there. They had already done The Wedding Singer. So this is going to be a funny movie. It's going to be a good movie. This is prime at the time, whether you like him or not. Adam Sandler comedies. I still think Adam Sandler's great. Still love watching his movies and everything. We get this quirky romantic comedy about a guy. He's a man whore, basically. Sleeps with a lot of women while they're on vacation in Hawaii, but suddenly meets a girl who's kind of like, makes him, I guess, thinks different. But obviously, as you know the story, she has a condition. She was in a car accident. She can't remember anything past the date. Still wanting to, try to have some kind of relationship, he does all these crazy things. We've seen that. We know the movie, great funny movie. Problem with the ending. Although this movie is very beloved by a lot of people, I think you guys enjoy this movie. I think you think it's a good movie, or
Yeah, I like it. Bob,
you liked it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it,
It's
dude.
a great movie. Like I said, chemistry between the two main characters is great. Those two get together. They
The
do
protein
something-
shake.
they do something that's great. They did the third one, also a very funny movie. Anyway,
Yeah.
the reason I had a problem with this, or that I think really brings the movie down in a sense, is I know, like, okay, so I said it's a romantic comedy. When we go see, or if you go see these movies, or these movies that get produced, the for the most part, you're expecting them to have this kind of happily ending, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's cheesy, whether it's like, okay, obviously it's predictable, whatever. It's supposed to kind of happen. And we kind of get that to an extent with this one, but it's very, very obscure, and it's very kind of weird, and it leaves you kind of also feeling a little like weird and like kind of like
you sounded like Donald Trump when you said very obscure. It's very obscure.
He's using his hands a lot too when he was talking right now.
Go.
Sorry. Let me change my voice a little bit. Here we go. So obviously, Lucy never, the female character lead played by Drew Barrymore. Lucy never gets her truly gets her memory back, as you know. I believe we were kind of all hoping that in some crazy way something magical was going to happen, and she was going to, start to suddenly remember who he was in some capacity or another. But she doesn't. She doesn't get her memory back. Her life depends on, as you can see at the very end of the movie, her life sort of depends, and as in the midway through the movie, her life depends on a daily video to remind her who she is, who her husband is at this point, how she has a kid, and what she's doing in the middle of the Arctic or whatever. I forgot where they are. I think they're in the North Pole doing something. There's also that kind of weird, like, ethical issues about this movie.
What I'm saying. Yes, it's a lawsuit. Yeah,
how is she? So she wakes up every day. Like, imagine the build up to the ending of that movie. She keeps waking up every day and realizing that she's pregnant. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, I just like,
It's a horror movie, Joe.
like she's putting on a video every day to tell her like why she's pregnant, who impregnated her, things like that. I know at the end it's kind of like it's a little reassuring, because like at the ending scene it's like, okay, well, just so you don't freak out, your father's here.
Your dad's here.
What would have solved this if instead of Drew Barrymore they casted Jennifer Lopez, because Latinos would never forget shit. They'd bring shit up.
I just think it's funny how.
I'm sorry, Joseph.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Look, like for reals, like I just think I understand there's people that say and like, well, not everything in life is,
Perfect,
has that
Joseph.
perfect. Like not everything in life is perfect. Not everything has the happiest. Not everything works out according to plan in the situation, like in like love, like relationships. Not everything is wrapped up as easy. It kind of plays into the fact it's like, well, in real life is not a movie. Like, not everything in real life operates how a movie. That's why they're movies. They're adventure. They're fake. They're fantasy. And I guess maybe that's what they were going for with this, that play well, hey, like, this is real life. Like,
We keeps it real around here, Joseph.
But it's just the way that they did it. Like I said, that the kind of like, so every day she's still got to do the whole video thing. I mean, how long does it take her to realize, like, okay, I mean, it looked nice at the end of the movie. She's like there with her daughter. Her daughter's according to the movie, looks roughly anywhere from like 3 to 5, 3 to 6 or something like that, maybe 3 to 4. And she seems happy to have her, that final scene, she's holding her, looking at her. They're both looking into each other's eyes and smiling. Like, that's nice. Like, that's nice. But she doesn't know her daughter. Like, she doesn't know her daughter. They told her that's her daughter. And I mean, it's just
like
kind of
just like
weird.
in Forrest Gump. I think it's bullshit too, Joseph.
It's a little unsettling, but I mean,
That's your child.
it's because of the type of movie that it was supposed to be. It's a bad ending for what it was, because it was such a good, funny movie. Sean Astin, is that his name, right? Hilarious in that movie. along with Blake. I can't remember his last name.
Shelton, great country singer.
But it's a very funny movie, very very sweet movie, and you just kind of were hoping like maybe I think that this goes back to the predictable aspect. Like, were you predicting like, oh, she's gonna get her memory back, something's gonna happen, she's gonna remember? No, it would have just been better if they had went their separate ways and just like maybe seen each other down the line.
And
like,
she died alone, Joseph? No.
she could have. So yeah, that's my pick, guys. Let's hear it.
I just think about this, Joseph. I didn't have this in my notes, but you brought up something that I really didn't think about.
I know he's crying over here. What happened?
What if Adam Sandler, because Drew Barrymore stuck in that time where she got into a car accident. What about when they get older and she says, "Who's this old guy like next to me?"
And old balls,
loose skin, old balls.
But anyway, I like this movie. Look,
yeah,
not only, and yes, I know you like it as well. But not only is it not one of the worst, it is not one of the worst movies ending.
It's a double negative.
Yeah, I like this movie ending. Let's just put it that way. It's probably one of Adam Sandler's better movie endings, I think. I mean, let's start here. Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore have incredible chemistry. I think we all agree with that. They've been a great rom-com powerhouse pairing for the last 30 years. Wedding Singer, 50 First Dates, which we all like. Blended
was funny, hilarious.
Blended was funny.
I don't like Blended. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Blended. You know, I felt that was a big miss for them.
I was going to make a joke, but I've been right.
2 out of 3 ain't bad for me, at least. Okay, there haven't been any Sandler Barrymore collaboration since. I think we're due for one soon. But the chemistry that Adam Sandler has with his female co-stars, that's his secret power. That's his superpower, I should say. People always make fun of the fact that his co-stars are way more attractive than he is. You're talking about Jennifer Aniston, Drew Barrymore, Salma Hayek, Kate Beckinsale. But unlike most movie stars, Sandler somehow pulls it off. Maybe it's because he's funny. Maybe because he's confident. Maybe because women like a guy who could afford Knicks playoffs tickets. I don't know. But whatever it is, I buy it.
Talking about you, Ben Stiller.
I mean, look at his real life wife. Look at his dating history. Adam Sandler dating beautiful women.
She's a beautiful wife.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the most believable things in his movies. Anyway, now 50 First Dates itself. If we're ranking Adam Sandler's movies, I would probably put it top 5. I've got Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Wedding Singer, Uncut Gems, and then 50 First Dates. Maybe you swap in Punch Drunk Love. Maybe you argue Reign Over Me. Maybe you're one of those weirdos who thinks Just Go With It belongs in the conversation. Fine.
I think you gotta. Well, I was just gonna say, like, as far as like ranking his movies, I think you'd have to like separate them by like his romantic comedies, his like slapstick stuff. You know, the Happy Gilmores of the world, and then kind of like his serious shit, like his Uncut Gems and
Reign Over Me.
What was that? Reign Over Me.
Reign Over Me is great.
The Scout movie that he did, where he plays like a NBA scout. I thought that was a great movie. So you could put those guys' movies in different categories and then like rank them and say, yeah. But if you're gonna put them all as a whole, that's fine too.
Airheads, Bulletproof. I mean, he's in so many.
He's in a lot of movies.
But 50 First Dates, and we'll probably do an Adam Sandler movie.
Greatest one of all time.
Greatest one of all, greatest scene or something.
A character art will be all of us in 3 different movies.
But 50 First Dates is absolutely in that tier of top 5 movies, I think, Adam Sandler movies. Which brings me to the ending. The whole movie asks one question. How do 2 people build a life together when one of them can't form new memories? Very carefully. Look, that's not a bad ending, I think. That's literally the movie doing its job. Would it be terrifying to wake up on a boat in the middle of the ocean married with a kid and discover this from a VHS tape? Sure, that sounds like a psychological thriller. I mean, that sounds fucking insane.
No shit, all right? I'm going to write that movie.
The first 10 minutes of Lucy's Day are typically a Christopher Nolan film. And that's the premise. The movie was never going to end with a magical cure. That would have been a huge cheat, I think. That would have been a lazy ending. Instead, the movie commits. Lucy's condition doesn't disappear. Life remains complicated. Love remains complicated. And somehow they find a way to make it work. For an Adam Sandler movie, that's practically The Godfather Part 2. So is it sentimental? Of course. Is it weird? Definitely. Is it realistic? Probably not. But it isn't stupid. The movie spends 2 hours asking, can love survive impossible circumstances? And the movie ending says, maybe, but it's going to take a lot of effort, patience, sacrifice, and VHS tapes.
You didn't mention tenderness.
Tenderness, exactly. And that's actually kind of beautiful. And you know what's worse? A movie that spends 2 hours establishing rules and then breaks them in the final 5 minutes. And that's what this movie doesn't do. A magic cure would have ruined the whole thing. It sticks to its premise, it earns its ending, its heart, its emotional honesty. And that's why people still love it 20 something years later. It came out in 2004, 22 years later. Now, if you want to argue that Lucy wakes up every morning feeling like she's trapped in an M. Night Shyamalan twist, then I'll hear that argument, but worst ending? I don't know. I kind of like this ending. What do you think, Bob?
You're such a romantic. That's what I think. No, okay. So here's my. I do like the ending because I think it's kind of real. I know Randy said it's not really realistic, but I think it is. I think it's the most realistic ending that they could have done due to her condition. Now, this is something I've talked about before, and I think I've talked about it with my wife, and maybe even mentioned it to you, Joseph, back in the day. So she only has this 24-hour memory, right? Like she can't. She can only sustain a short-term memory, so she only knows the memory that she has, for that. They're like, well, she can't retain it because it's got to be longer than 24 hours. Why didn't they ever try to sleep deprive her? Like, keep her up for, 5-6 days in order to create a long-term memory? You know what I mean? This is just, and I'm being realistic. I'm not being.
No.
No, you don't have a stroke. Like, all these nerds, they stay up all night playing Halo, drinking fucking Code Red, Mountain Dew and shit. They stay up for like 5 or 6 days and they're perfectly fine.
Bless.
Yeah, but like, why couldn't that be a situation? I always thought about that. Something that's, of course, not realistic, but like, why? Imagine if they did something like that. They helped try to create a long-term memory for her by keeping her awake for.
I've borderline stayed up for 2 days, so like, I mean. It could. I mean,
that was just
it's a possibility. It was. It's. I mean, yeah, I understand that. Like, it's more like I know. Yeah, like you said that. I think I've like people maybe have written about that. There is a what if situation aspect to this. I know we're crossing over here into scientific, a scientific podcast, but. I mean, yeah, I see that. Like, why didn't they try some kind of new techniques? Like, why did she go to bed every night at the same time? Like, I don't know. Like I don't know. It's just it's weird. Like, because in the beginning they're like, all right, we watched the movie, happy birthday, we ate your cake, blah blah blah, good night, and then they start doing what they're doing. Like let her stay up. Like, why are you sending her to bed? Like, exactly like what Bob said. Like, what is the point of keeping her on the schedule? So yeah, I get it. There's some things that can be redone about it. But yeah, it's just like it's a little weird.
So we'll go on to my selection for worst movie ending, and I selected Grease, 1978.
Nerd.
A very masculine movies about women, gangs, cars, dancing.
40-year-old men pretending to be high school kids wearing leather jackets.
Look, I love Grease. I love Grease too as well. So the songs are fantastic. Olivia Newton-John is fantastic. And John Travolta in 1978 had more charisma than most countries had natural resources. The guy was on an absolute tear in the late 70s. But let's be honest about what we're watching. We know the joke. Grease is a movie about high school students played by people who look like they were contributing to their 401k. Look, the cast wasn't attending high school. The cast looked like they were attending their 20-year high school reunion. And then there's Sonny. Good Lord, Sonny. He's the guy that looks like a werewolf mid-transformation. You know which guy I'm talking about.
They call him Theo Sonny because he looks like one of your
uncles.
One
that looked the worst. Like,
yeah, I mean, Sonny is the oldest looking high school student in TV or movie history. Ian Ziering from Beverly Hills 90210 is a close second. But Sonny looked less like a student and more like a guy who owns 6 muffler shops throughout Southern California and had strong opinions.
They're called mufflers.
on municipal zoning laws. Anyway, I guarantee that man had gray shoulder hair and cholesterol medication. But I digress. I mean, yeah, he looked like a JV football coach that's battling gout. But anyway, enough about Sonny. So there's the T-Birds. Then there's the T-Birds. We're supposed to believe these guys are dangerous. The T-Birds make the dancing street gangs and Michael Jackson's Beat It look like the cartel. Anyway, nothing says street tough like hitting your marks and finding the light. It's all fun and games. But none of this bothers me. The dancing, the music, the singing, and all that stuff. It's a musical. Musicals have different rules. If people want to settle conflicts through dance numbers, fine. The real crime is the ending. For the entire movie, Sandy is sweet. She's intelligent. She's confident. And she's perfectly happy being herself. Danny spends the movie trying to become a better person for a little while. You know, he's growing, he's changing, he's joining sports, he's making an effort. Doesn't really change. So what the movie naturally decides is let's drop all that and let's reward Danny by having Sandy become a completely different person and compromise all
A
her
smoke
morals.
show of a person, by the way. She was a smoke show.
The moral of the story in this movie appears to be ladies, change for your man. Sandy doesn't evolve. She doesn't mature. She doesn't discover herself.
She matured all right, dude. I think a lot of boys matured watching her fit in those black tight pants.
She walks out at the end looking like Joan Jett, right? And here's the thing. Danny doesn't earn any of this. Not only does he get the girl, but he also gets the exact version of the girl that exists exclusively in his adolescent biker slut fantasies. So the movie basically says, congratulations, congratulations, Danny, for your lack of personal growth. Your reward is somehow that somebody else changes. That's not character arc. That's hostage. That's a hostage negotiation. And speaking of Danny, let's remember that John Travolta had so much power during the movie that poor Jeff Conaway was originally supposed to sing lead on Grease Lightning. Travolta took that away from him because he knew that was going to be the biggest hit song of the film. He wanted to sing the song. Nobody had more power than John Travolta in the late 70s. Not the president, not the Pope, not disco. It was John Travolta. Which finally brings us to the ending. After Sandy emerges looking like one of Vince Neil's ex-wives, and everybody celebrates this as a healthy milestone, the car flies away. The car flies. Nobody knows why. Nobody
because they died, Randall. They said we'll always be together. We'll always be because they fucking died. They didn't want to show you that. It's a happy movie. We're going to heaven in the car.
We all think that, right? But the movie doesn't explain it. For 2 hours, we were watching a musical about romance, peer pressure, and teenage identity. Then the ending stops, and suddenly it becomes E.T. Imagine if Rocky ended up with Apollo and they blast off into the moon, or the Breakfast Club. Their library transforms into a spaceship. This was like insanity that we're dealing with. And the craziest part, nobody cares. Nobody remembers the flying car. Nobody remembers Grease talking about physics. Nobody remembers the songs. They remember Travolta. They remember Olivia Newton-John, God rest her soul. And the audience is so hypnotized by John Travolta that a car literally achieves flight, and everybody's response was, yeah, okay. That's fine. That's how powerful he was. The man convinced the entire generation that gang members should dance, high school students should look 42, and automobiles can ascend into heaven. And one last thing. Danny passed on Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha! The woman would have given him the greatest 3 years of his life and the most terrifying restraining order hearing of his entire life.
She was at least 32, to be honest.
And she's Latina. She would have never approved the purchase of that flying car without her permission.
I need you to say Latina better, sir. God almighty, that's the whitest I've ever heard you ever say Latina. She's Latina.
Anyway, that's my selection. What do you guys got for me?
The car flies away. The car flies away. Yeah, it's a terrible ending. But then again, I think it's a terrible movie. But I think it's it's like a musical, and I think things in musicals are supposed to be like fantasy in itself. So like the car flying away is not that big of a deal. You could see a play ending in that kind of fashion, and I think this is kind of what it reminds me of.
Fucking Fast and Furious going on.
Don't you forget it. Yeah, Peter Cetera's song probably would have worked better for this ending than We'll Always Be Together. But yeah, I get it, dude. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the movie. I just wasn't. I watched sports movies and shit like that as a kid. I wasn't into Grease. A bunch of people I knew were into Grease, and that's cool. But it just wasn't my favorite movie. So the ending being bad, I could see that because of the car flying away. But again, I think of it kind of like as that kind of like play ending. Hey, that's the fantasy. In the fantasy where it's over, we're gonna be in love forever, and the car drives away. So I could see that being a fitting ending. Would it be cooler if they just drove down the road? Yeah, I think it'd be a lot cooler if they did that. But you know what I mean? I don't know who came up with that. I'm gonna have to Google why they came up with that ending. But yeah, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me for the movie. You know what I mean? If it was like a super serious movie, like 50 First Dates, and the fucking boat started going into heaven, that would be kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because of the tone of the movie. But it's Grease is supposed to be a fun movie. So, Joe, what do you think about it, man?
Yeah, I mean, the movie in itself is it's entertaining. I love the opening credits song. The music of the movie and the whole aspect of it being a musical, it's like a play, it's a Broadway play in a live movie, right? So, that's kind of always how I look at musicals. Mm-hmm. But it is very much like, what's I don't want to say over the top. I mean, it's just like it's this fantasy world, right? Like so it's where
Life is
musical
just a
number
fantasy.
where musical numbers break out in the middle of school and whatnot. So you got to suspend your imagination for a bit there, Rand. It is confusing as hell though, right? Like why is
It
the
just
fucking
doesn't
car flying
match.
away?
Yeah.
Like what is going on here? I don't know. Maybe it's like it's supposed to interpret a dream sequence for them. Like
Because it's a
it's
dream
the
come
happily
true,
ever
Randall.
after princess ending, of the carriage flying. I mean, but
Well, they
yes,
smoke cigarettes.
but you got to suspend your imagination. But it's a musical. It's a there's nothing serious about the movie at all in general. Even the gang fights, whatever or lack thereof gang fights. I think the most serious thing about this movie is the potential teenage parentheses teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A
But
teenager who's 55 years old. Yes.
well, and who is the guy? It was the other guy
Jeff
himself. Jeff
Conaway.
Conaway looked
Yeah.
fucking old himself too. It's like it's not a romantic comedy in the same sense of like my selection. It's more of this like fantasy comedy, like I said. So it's confusing as fuck. Like, why are they flying away? Don't get me wrong, but it's not. It's not.
It doesn't ruin the movie for me because the
doesn't-
movie was ruined the first 15 minutes I watched.
it's. I don't think it's exactly terrible because it is such adventurous movie, I guess. Like everything is I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain. So if anything, it's more confusing, and than it being terrible or anything like that. You're just like, okay, well, that's happily ever after, fly away. Okay, I get it. Okay, that's fine. That's nice. It's weird, but that's fine. It's nice.
We're gonna go on to our final selection for worst movie ending of all time. Bob, what do you got for us?
All right, man. So I'm gonna have to poke fun at somebody who is Mr. Plot Twist himself, M. Night Shyamalan. I went with The Village that came out in 2004. After The Sixth Sense, with that clever twist, M. Night Shyamalan can kind of like build up a reputation for having these crazy movie twists. You know what I mean? And Unbreakable came out after The Sixth Sense, and then Signs came out in 2002, and I loved all three of those movies. So when this new movie trailer came out for The Village, I thought, oh fuck, this looks like his little take on like kind of like a Little Red Riding Hood or some horror type of movie out in the woods. Like it interested me. So watching the movie, I thought it was fantastic, fantastic. And I'm waiting for that clever plot twist. And then at the end, just to find out that they're living across the street from fucking Dairy Queen and a convenience store, ruined the entire experience. Like, y'all couldn't hear the fucking cars driving by. You're living right off the highway. Give me a break. So I did not like that they were just there's just an old village group of people that decided to stay in the woods, and it's an old ghost story that they used to keep the kids and people that live there in the woods by having this monster or whatever creep outside their village, that type of thing. Cool concept in theory, but knowing that the park ranger was there and they're like right down the street, like it that kind of like it didn't really do it for me. It wasn't a twist I saw coming, but then I was a twist I would rather not have seen coming at all either. It's probably his most disappointing movie. So for me at least, I did not like the ending. I loved the movie. I did not like the ending, and that's why I was like, after that I kind of didn't really watch the movie again. Which I've seen The Sixth Sense multiple times, Signs, Unbreakable, even The Lady in the Water. I like that one a lot, even though that one's kind of different. But yeah, did not like this ending, guys. Did not. What do y'all think?
I fucking love this movie.
Quit shaking your hand at me, sir. Pointing his finger at me like that girl from the WNBA.
Oh, so fine. I'm sorry. Like, she's such a beautiful woman. Anyway, I love this movie. I do. I love the I did not mind the twist ending. I thought like that's what he does, right? That's what he's kind of I thought that was one of the best twist endings I've ever seen in my life. It did not piss me off. It did not piss me off one bit. I love this movie so much. Don't get me wrong, I never saw that coming. I like it was very unpredictable for me because you don't know where this is what he does, right? This is what he's done all the way up until I think the last movie I saw from him that he did was Old, which was I had another weird twist ending. Not his best movie, but entertaining. But I loved the aspect of it, like this fantasy. And to your point, Cars, I don't know how they didn't hear well, they're very, very far away from the main load, but apparently this guy is so damn rich in the movie. He owns like this massive preserve of land and they say it in the movie, he's paid off the government in some way or another to make it a no-fly zone. That's why there's never any planes, there's never any, like, this guy's just got a lot of money, right? So I mean, I know, because it's throughout the movie, or you think it's like this horror movie, you think it's like maybe it's this monster movie. There's these creatures that live out in the woods, and great design of creatures, by the way. The initial like teases of them walking through the village, great, cool. I love it. It was a cool, but I wasn't pissed off, because I mean I got it. Like, I was like, when you learn why they're there, the different families that are there, what happened to them in their lives to find some kind of peace, like to escape that. This is what they went to. They went to this extreme length. I mean, I was fine with it. Like, I really was. I don't know. I can't.
It's too much of a Scooby-Doo ending for me. I don't know.
I get you with that, but I can't talk bad about this movie. I love it. I understand your selection, right? Because there are people like, and maybe you're this type of person, Bob. You said you liked the movie all the way up. I thought the monster concept was awesome. It didn't piss me off that they weren't real, and I just.
I mean, like, once I found out they weren't real, I was like, okay. And then I found out, like, oh, they're just living off, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking 2004 right there, right down the street, goddamn, just further on up the road. You know what I mean?
I mean, so yeah, I mean, I just like this whole idea of to live a life like in, what is it, the 1800, or I don't know what, or not 1800. That's weird. Like
1700s. And was everybody just having sex with everybody there? Because I mean, that's pretty much all you got. You know,
I think that's what it was, right? That's right. the families. Eventually, they're going to have to expand, right? But anyway, I like the movie.
Cousins.
I liked the movie. I thought it was a really good movie. I see your points, Bob, but like, I got nothing bad to talk about this movie. Ren?
I think the reason people hate the ending of The Village is actually pretty simple. The twist doesn't the twist doesn't just reveal information. It changes the entire movie. For 2 hours, M. Night Shyamalan is selling us on this creepy gothic monster movie. They're a creature in the woods. Nobody can leave. Everybody whispers like they're auditioning for NPR. The atmosphere is fantastic. Then M. Night pulls the rug and says, actually, this is not a monster movie. It's a sociology lecture. Imagine if The Exorcist ended and the priest said, good news, we discovered Reagan just needed more structure and clearer boundaries. Imagine if Silence of the Lambs ended.
She was just dehydrated.
Imagine if Silence of the Lambs ended with Hannibal Lecter saying, the real monster is inadequate communication. That's why people got mad.
Vegans.
The movie they thought they were watching totally disappeared. But here's where I'll defend it. The ending wasn't completely inept. I had some issues with it, but I didn't think it was totally bad after a few rewatches. It's actually kind of smart. It's just not the ending anybody ordered. The movie isn't really about monsters. It's about fear, specifically how people in power use fear to control other people. The monsters aren't real. The fear is real. The danger isn't in the woods. The danger is a bunch of adults deciding, you know what? We should raise our children inside a big giant lie, which is, if we're being honest, it's a pretty fascinating idea. The elders in the village might be the most overconfident people in movie history. Their entire plan is, let's isolate ourselves from society forever and convince our children that monsters exist. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? That's not a community. That's a cult with an excellent landscaping. So their civilization is one ear infection away from complete collapse. One case of strep throat, people are going to be trying to find a fucking Walgreens somewhere. I mean, they're not going to stay in that village. They're going to try to find a cure. And the funniest part, the twist isn't that they're living in modern times. The twist is that nobody noticed that they were. You mean to tell me not one teenager got curious? Not one. Have you met teenagers? Teenagers are biologically incapable of following instructions. You tell a teenager, don't go to the woods. Don't go out of the woods. That's the first place they're going to do. They're going to get the hell out of the woods. Teenagers will climb a fence, jump off a roof, and eat laundry detergent and live stream the whole experience. There is zero chance an entire generation would simply accept, yeah, monsters.
And this is why the USA is going to win the World Cup. I mean, circling back. Randall explained it perfectly right there. Thank you, Randall.
Some kid would have been over that hill by Tuesday. I think so. Which brings me to my biggest criticism. M. Night cast the wrong guy. I wish Mark Wahlberg had been in The Village instead of The Happening, because this would have lasted 23 minutes. Every 3 minutes, Mark would have been questioning the entire premise. What? Wait, creatures? Like creatures? You saw them? Not raccoons? Not weird people? You went straight to monsters? And 5 minutes later, he's going to check that shit out. You know,
I'll give that one maybe a 5 out of 10. As far as your version of Marky Mark.
So is The Village, the ending, bad? Yeah, it's a bad ending because it abandons the movie audiences thought they were watching. But it's also kind of a brilliant ending because 20 years later, we're still arguing about it. Nobody argues about truly bad endings. Truly bad endings get forgotten. The Village became a cultural argument. People talked about it once it happened. So, which means M. Night either completely screwed it up or he has been smarter than all of us and he's just had the world's best marketing campaign. But I agree, Bob, but I think I see two sides of it. Yes, it's a terrible ending, but in retrospect, there's something brilliant about that weird fucking ending.
Hey, Noah, what are you doing with that knife?
Say hello to your mother for me.
That would have been terrible.
The Happening was a bad movie, by the way. Oh my God. What a terrible movie. Guys, final thoughts on worst movie endings.
I just think that they hold a lot more weight than a lot of people might give them credit for. But like a terrible movie ending can ruin a movie, but a great movie ending can kind of save a movie, at least in my opinion. So I'm glad we got to talk about this a little bit and talk about a few of the movies that I just kind of like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Was left like scratching my head after the fact.
I don't think I can't think currently right now of a movie that I've considered terrible that ruined a movie. I've been disappointed by endings, but for the most part, I was like, well, that's not how I expected it to go, and you know, like my selection, you know, that's not how I thought the movie was going to go, for it being what it was. But yeah, I agree with. I haven't had that yet happen to me, as far as I know. That I would never watch the fucking movie again because the ending was so terrible. But I can see, yeah, like where we get this. So this was like, yeah, like this was a lot of fun because there's a difference of opinion, and I think it does. What's worse, I guess, to before we wrap up, what's going to disappoint you more, or does the genre matter? If it's like, oh, it's a comedy, was a comedy movie, but it was a comedy movie, so the ending sucks, but it was a comedy movie, I was happy, I was laughing the whole time, or does it specific like, oh, that was a horror movie and I love horror, this is a great horror movie and that ending fucking sucks?
Did you say horrors?
You know, that's a great question, Joseph. I could forgive a comedy.
Yeah, I think genre has a lot to do with it. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, if the horror movie
I'm on my game today,
or psychological thriller has a bad ending, it kind of ruins the movie for me. But comedy I could forgive, because if you have me laughing for 85 minutes.
What about The Jacket? I'm sorry, we've seen that movie, Bob. Right? You've seen The Jacket. That was a great
The Jacket's
movie.
Awesome.
Have you ever seen that movie, The Jacket?
I've not watched The Jacket.
Man,
that one. Oh,
check
dude,
it out
you
and let us know about as far as like the ending.
Adrian Brody is the main character.
Adrian Brody, Keira Knightley.
Yeah, it's fucking
the dude
fantastic.
from Highwayman. Christopher Castro, was that his name?
Crisscross. Crisscross.
No, from the group Highwaymen. He's a singer. Like he's
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson. Come out and Blade.
Check that one out and get back to us as far as.
Yeah, isn't he from the Valley?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Check that one out, Ran, and go back to, since you mentioned psychological and whatnot, see if that movie holds up for you if you get a chance.
Final thoughts on worst movie endings, and I'll definitely check that movie out, guys. As much as we make fun of these endings, we're still talking about them. Nobody is doing a podcast about the 47th best ending in movie history. We're talking about these endings because they stuck with us. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, sometimes they failed spectacularly, and sometimes because they were secretly smarter than we give them credit for. And sometimes because they were so unbelievably insane that they crossed the line from bad to legendary. Because ultimately, the opposite of a great ending isn't a bad ending, it's a forgettable ending. And none of these movies were forgettable. So maybe the real lesson is this: a movie can survive bad acting, it can survive bad plot holes, a movie can survive questionable dialogue, but the ending is an absolute final handshake. the last impression, the thing people talk about in the parking lot. So, guys, this was a fun episode. I had a fun time talking about this.
Me too, man. Hopefully our podcast will survive your last little speech there. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to talk to the U.S. World Cup team after this.
So we'll
try to inspire them.
We got to win.
And that's our show, everyone. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Most importantly, let us know what you think about the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all of our social media accounts. Just search for Formidable Opponents. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on any podcast platform that you're listening to us on. And join us next episode. This is a fun one of Bob's suggestions. We'll be back with Best Song to Fight To. Very violent, a violent summer. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. We'll see you next episode.
Bye-bye now. I don't know. No, you should have said something from like a line.
You should still say it. It's still recording.
Sing Peter Patera.
No.
I am a man who will fight. Peter Patella.
Peter Cetera.
Cetera.
All right. Bye, everybody.
The ladies love Cetera.